Mayor Hines.
Present.
Mr. Nicholas.
Here.
Mr. Bontempo.
Here.
Mr. Catelli.
Here.
Mr. Pascucci.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Agenda. Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Bontempo. Mr. Catelli.
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas.
Yes.
Dr. Pascucci.
Yes.
Mayor Hines.
As yes.
As far as fire safety, we've been busy. The mayor and I, we've met with our fire company, current fire company president and vice president. We met with citizens who've had fires in their home. We met with other fire officials from other towns. And we've talked to Dr. Carter, the editor of our fire study. He was ill. I got to talk to him twice today, first time in several weeks. He's making some final arrangements to the study, and he assures me I can call him tomorrow, and hopefully he'll have it ready for us.
God willing.
God willing. He seems to be doing well. But speaking to him, there's a couple things on this about the study that we can share right now. When we present this to the town, and we will, and to the township committee, we're going to present it not only with issues and problems, we're going to present it with solutions at the same time. So we're not going to say, oh, we should have something over here. We're going to say what we're going to do. Do we need a new truck? What we're going to do. So whatever they're telling us, whatever we're getting from this report and from the other people we talk to, we're going to present solutions at the same time.
And I believe the goal, right, Rock, before our next meeting, our goal is to have that summarized and put on our website so that the public can review it and come here with comments, questions, and so forth. So we're not going to wait to the next meeting. We are going to get out in front of this. We are going to summarize this, hit all the bullet points, problems, and solutions, have that on the website so that for the next meeting, you should be able to come out here and present questions, comments, and so forth. So there's been a lot of activity and a lot of due diligence, and I want to thank Dr. Pascucci for all that time. Sorry I cut you off.
No, but just one quick other thing. The fire department is currently working on issues right now. They met with Carter before. They're working on new mutual aid agreements. They're working on training and SOPs. In Carter's report, he's got all new standard operating procedures for the firemen that he's going to recommend, training, facilities, equipment needs. All that is addressed, and hopefully, like I said, when I talk to him tomorrow, he'll have it ready and we'll get it out to you.
Thank you. Thomas, C-Click Fix. It's a simple phone application that will empower our residents to become citizen leaders by taking an active role in reporting and helping to resolve issues around the town in an efficient manner. The way this works, it's once you have it on your cell phone, the app will offer you a direct line of communication to township personnel to ask questions, report concerns, and to make comments about maintenance, infrastructure upgrades, dead deer on the road, and so forth. It's a wonderful communication tool. We're also going to have a very organized approach in how we help all of our citizens get on this app, and we'll get into more details as we finalize the application. Number 2, Code Red Mass Notification System. This is a very, in being here for the last 9 years, we had some issues with the other system. The township will be returning to the Code Red Mass Notification System. It's a reliable platform that the township personnel and the elected officials will communicate with residents in a timely manner about emergency situations, severe weather warnings, and subject matters that are relevant to the community. What's nice is you're going to have a choice as a resident. If you don't want to hear updates like we're playing for a state championship, you don't have to. You can opt out of that. If you only want traffic and let's call it significant things, if you want all community updates, you can opt for that. So it's a lot more flexible. The nice thing is we're returning the Code Red. We already have 4,300 Holmdel residents are already registered to receive the Code Red notifications. It's just going to take a little tweaking with some of the upgrades. We're also redesigning our municipal website. The website, I think the overall feedback is it's not easy to navigate, especially for the mobile users. They don't get the information clear and fast enough. We're going to have that redone. The redesign will be sleek and inviting platform designed to make information easier to locate and simple. It's simpler to consume. So we're working through that, and that'll be a first quarter rollout. As was mentioned earlier, I believe, or at least it was on the website, another project that we're excited about is that we got a $30,000 grant awarded from the National Fitness Campaign. So Bob Ward is going to be setting up a playground. Well, he described it as a playground for adults, I believe, right? Exercise at Cross Farms. So it's going to be like a, sort of like a passive exercise thing at Cross Farms, which is wonderful. I'm proud to say that we're going to be rolling out Community Cleanup Day. That's March 23rd. Got some great feedback that doing the cleanup before the spring is going to be a real powerful thing before the leaves are all down. And it's a real important thing. We're hoping to get the community involved. 8 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. We want you to come out and help us clean up. We'd like to see a few hundred people come. It would make a real big difference, so I'm excited about that. And last community opportunity is Second Chance Toys Collection on January 18th. This Friday, January 18th, we're encouraging residents to drop off gently used plastic toys to our personnel at the DPW yard at 14 Crawfords Corner Road. We have a partnership with a registered 501c nonprofit organization called Second Chance Toys. Victor Stevens has been heading this up. It's an incredible initiative, and we're so blessed in Holmdel. We have so many people that have so much. All you got to do is take a look around your house, and I'm sure there's plenty of barely used toys. We can give them out and be a community steward for some of the people that could use a little extra. So I think that's an awesome initiative. Very proud of Victor for that. So with
Question on the sign for Town Hall. I realize we need a new sign there, but I also realize some of these other signs, the one near Village, could look like Las Vegas at times. In fact, the house next to it has to park their car to block that sign at night, I noticed. The sign in Bell Works can actually be seen by the road. I hope some of those people with those $1 million houses don't have to see it. So I'm just hoping we have a tactful sign at Town Hall.
We do.
And I don't even live near it, but just for the town.
Yeah, it is. It's actually very similar to the one that Indian Hill School put up. So it's not very invasive. There's just some digital signage. It shouldn't be that
The
bright.
individual Indian Hill School has like 3-dimensional wave and things going on.
Well, that's the way they program it.
Okay.
We're just going to have words on it, not videos and things like that.
Okay, another quickie. The pickup for like branches and things, we still have a ton on Ladwood Drive. Aren't we way behind schedule? Or no?
I don't go down.
There's mountains of logs. And
Yeah,
stuff.
they're not behind schedule. There's just a lot of branches and shrubs this year because of just all the rain we've had. So by the end of January, everything should be picked up. And then they'll do one more sweep around the town once they do everyone
Maybe
else. So
some planers on Ladwood Drive got to the end of the list this year. I don't know.
I don't think you're on the list.
Deer. That was good. Your friend Pete Reddy and I clocked 24 deer in our yard this afternoon. And we both went out chasing, screaming them. 24. I know we've talked about this before.
Did you bring an arrow?
No, but his wife, Jen, wished it was recorded on tape. It's just getting worse.
Yeah.
And I know Mr. Piscucci, you had to talk about it,
Mm.
but something has to be done.
So
24 is a big number.
it's a big number. There's no doubt. Let's find out what the county's doing. I know we've had some private hunts, but this is obviously a no-win situation, right?
I know that.
For the safety, and I think if there's another theme that we're most concerned about right now, it's safety. And the deer do cause dangerous accidents, so I think we have to address it. Let's put it down, Donna, for something to at least discuss. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, and another no-win situation. I know residents complained before, but I think you and I are on the same page. I really would hope you would pursue one garbage system, because the trucks, I truly believe, are ripping up the roads. I work at home, I sit and hear them go by, and I could just see the angles of the ruts and the cracks in the roads are very similar to the way these trucks go by. And the houses shake from them. That's another topic.
We do agree.
Yeah, almost done.
It's fine.
And this would be for engineering or at T&M. There are now more people noticing water table changes in our side of town. It's not just me, it's actually, I've heard people in the vineyard and some other people. And I have all the equipment in backup, so I'm fine. Other people may not be fine. I really think as we do construct more, and I'm not against construction, but I do think as we do construct more on this side of the watershed, we could have a real problem. So is there any way we can measure what's going on with the water table?
So before Bonnie answers that, and she could probably give you a little, but out of curiosity, because for 7 years, I never had one water complaint. Again, I've been on it, never once that someone say, and in the last, let's call it 18 months, we've had a few scenarios. So I just lobbed out a couple calls, Hazlitt,
Yeah.
Union Beach. A lot of towns are suddenly, I'm not gonna blame it on record rainfall, but it was record rainfall. So if it wasn't that, I think it's gonna be real hard to ascertain, is it construction or is it record rainfall? You know, with that, Bonnie, I don't know if you have some other technical.
Well, I know in adjacent municipalities that are developed and don't have, or, you know, completely developed and do not have the new developments, everybody is experiencing increased rainfall. You know, people who've had some pumps that only ran during the spring have been running all
All right,
fall.
could there be a structural issue underground going on beyond the rainfall? I know we've had rain, but I'm talking periods when it dries out too, and all of a sudden the water tables come back.
The problem is it's not drying out because it's been so wet. That's why we have all over town. We had a resident today call. Her driveway is a sheet of ice in front of her curb because water's just coming
Okay,
up.
I guess again, I've worked at a house 10 years.
Yeah.
You've never seen it.
I've never seen anything like this,
Yeah.
even adjusting for
My
the
own law.
rainfall.
Yeah.
So I think we need to keep an eye on this. And the last thing is, Mr. Pasucci, I thought the study was submitted and you said now there's some final arrangements.
No, it was never
to-
submitted. He had a draft out.
Okay.
He never submitted the study because he was ill.
Okay.
He was really sick.
Okay.
Still sick. So from talking to him today, the first time in a long time, he had to make some changes at the most important part, the beginning and the suggestions at the end. He said he would have it done tomorrow. I will call him tomorrow morning. He says yes, I'll call the mayor and then we can get something online for you guys.
But I do want to stress that that's a component. I mean, we met with the consultant today, we were there for 90 minutes today. We're not using that as the be-all, end-all. You know, there's safety and it's paramount, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we right this ship and fix all the controllables.
And how do we, let's assume it's some big ticket numbers, how do we juggle that with everything else we got going on? Do we have an open discussion on it? I mean, how does it?
Of course, I mean, I don't think it's a multi-million-dollar solution. I think it's gonna cost some money, but at the end of the day, we'll have things to try. Other towns that have volunteer systems are doing some things better, and we've gotta be just a little better.
And sir, another thing is, when we talk to all these different components, it's pretty similar what everyone's saying. So it's not like we're getting all different kind of answers.
Yeah, sure.
With regard to the code red,
Yeah.
just curiosity, who's the vendor for that?
That's the name.
That's the name of the
Yeah.
company that you
Yeah.
do? Okay. Then, with regard to the consent agenda, the last item, appointing Phoenix Advisors as a financial advisor. Other than saying, don't spend any more money than you got, what kind of financial advice are you seeking?
Go ahead, Jean.
So Phoenix works with us for debt planning. So they're basically helping to analyze all of our debt and future aspirations to put a debt plan together. That's where the advisement is coming from.
Because I know there's been a variety of bond issues over time, and then there's also Monmouth County has a thing, so you're just doing an overall look at what.
Sure,
that is.
yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Ron Emma, 32 Ladwood Drive, Ladwood Drive. Dr. Pascucci, a couple of meetings ago, you said you had seen the draft report and that the residents of South Holmdel would be very happy with that report. You've had obviously further discussions since then. Can you tell us tonight if, in fact, there is a second or third location that, as far as a physical building or firehouse, that would make the residents of South Holmdel happy? And I'd also like, before you answer, I'd also like to thank Mayor Hines for saying that the safety of the residents is paramount, because that's exactly what I think your main job is.
Yes, we're fully aware that's our main job. I can't really say it yet, because today when I was talking to him on the phone, that was one of the issues in the Senate report that he was still weighing. Where do we put firehouse or firehouses? I don't have that. I suspect I know where he's going, but I don't have that right now.
And what led you to say that the residents of South Holmdel would be happy?
Because I think where we place the firehouse, if it's one firehouse, will make everyone happy because it'll serve everyone.
I also think that from a procedure standpoint, there's going to be some alterations that would allow fighters to get to the, houses quicker, more efficiently. And I think when all the solutions are presented in totality, I do think it's going to make the majority of Holmdel feel a little safer.
And it
So,
will make them safer, not feel. They
Yeah.
will be safer.
so would it be a different location with a main central location, or would it be an additional physical building?
I don't want to dance around it, and I just would prefer just to, before the next meeting, this is going to be laid out on the website.
And it'll be spelled out, firehouses here.
Okay, and the one last point, I think Jay mentioned it as far as the money is
This is
concerned.
from Dr. Carter. This is what he's going to recommend. And then the township has to
Say yea or nay.
This is going to
Understood,
be his
understood.
recommendation.
My last comment would be about the finances. Let's assume that there is going to be another structure or another building somewhere. Would this be a priority over, let's say, the recreation committee that money has already been laid out for? Will there be enough money? Because again, in my opinion, safety should come before recreation. Thank you.
Thanks.
And there will be money. There's plenty, I can say a little more. Strike that money, please. Safety, we all agree.
Anybody else from the public? Joe, C, come on down. We'll go to Jenny. You were late that time, Jenny. I was ready to go to you. No, go ahead, Joe. It's your flight. It's nice.
Joe Crowley, 50 Healy Road. Regarding the comment you made about community cleanup, one thing you might want to consider is reaching out to the high school sports teams. I know that they have in the past done team building activities through that, so I just wanted to suggest that.
I think it's a great idea, Joe. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Jenny Blumenthal, 41 Stony Brook Road. You mentioned that you were putting together some kind of an app thing for communication purposes with cell phones. Will this information application be available to people who only have landlines? There are people like me who doesn't have a cell phone and doesn't really want one. So
Listen, Jenny, the wonderful thing about technology, it's not forced upon you, right?
No, but
So at the end of the day, no,
will it come to landline?
you can still, I'm not gonna take away the landline, right? You can still call us.
Well,
What
Verizon
we're-
might. I'm not
No,
sure.
but what we're trying to do is provide, the future is people walking around with mini computers. And the best way for us to govern, and the best way for us to fix sometimes is to know about them right away. Water leaks, fires, anything like that. So
Car robbery.
by teaching the public, whatever, if someone looks suspicious, by teaching the public to use that mini computer that they carry around and use Facebook and text and everything like that to actually add some value. Well, listen, Jenny, that's your choice and that's wonderful, but I will tell you that the vast majority, I think, will get some use out of it, and it's going to take a little learning curve, but if you can imagine, as opposed to 100 employees trying to make Holmdel a better place, instead we're going to have 11,000, 12,000, 17,000 residents looking out to better our town.
Yeah, and Jenny, this is just another tool, and one of the good things about this is you can report a pothole. You can be walking down the street, pothole, you take a picture, you click a button, it goes right to Public Works. If 7 people report that same pothole, once a month, we know there's a problem. We'll have stats and data, so we'll be able to not only deal with the problems that we have, but try to, in the future, not have them. So it's a whole bunch of things. You can still call us and say, hey, there's a pothole. So we will never take your landline away.
Ralph, I'm not a romantic guy, Ralph, but Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and I can't think of anything sexier than an Apple phone for the wedding. I'm just saying, throwing it out there, Ralph, just throwing it out there.
I would really like to talk on
And they
the
need to
telephone.
sell them because they're slowing down.
Speaking of which, one little light over here.
We will be notifying all of the CELU members about this cleanup on March 23rd to get everybody out. So
Great.
be
We love
sure
it.
and let us all know so that we can,
I thought you were gonna let everybody know.
well...
We're gonna communicate to the town every which way
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Thank you,
Very
Jess.
good.
Thank you. Barbara,
Barbara Singer, 5 Deerfield Road. Welcome back.
thank you.
Dr. Piscucci, this fire report, does it have a section on ideas for getting volunteers? Because we
Yes.
could have lots of
Yes,
firehouses and we know the volunteers
yes,
are the
yes, Yes, can't say anymore. Yes, that's one of our biggest drives, yes.
Adjournment.